What did you?
What?
What did you?
I said, oh man.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not okay.
Why are you not okay?
What's wrong? Roll up
First
the
of all-
sleeves. Tell us.
Dude, well, first, can you tell me what piece of art you bought today?
I bought a couple Picassos today.
Picasso?
Yeah.
Did you have to get the Campbell soup off of it first? 'Cause, you know.
No, not the Campbell soup. Just a couple glued white hands, I think. That's like the most I had to take off.
A little human skin on there, you know?
Yeah. Some dude like left his ear on it too.
Did you feel like you had
That's
to?
like- That's my chef skills came in handy. You know, I had to get them off.
Did you feel like you were wanted to combat the environment? You know, like what's going on and everything after you bought that painting? You saw all that on there. Did you?
No, I immediately asked for my money back. Actually, that's really what happened.
Those people, all those people that they got like. They just got colored hair. They all look alike. They all look like they're part of the same family. You know what I'm saying?
They kind of do.
They actually might be. We gotta check in on that.
I don't know, man. They got like their whole little clique.
Yeah, I don't wanna.
Dude,
Yeah.
I just want to go and gas them up. Like I just want to be like, y'all are killing it out here.
Just
Like
kill
I
it.
saw your videos and I bought a plant. I'm taking care of the environment.
Still let them know that the plant died because you didn't really take care of the plant.
Oh yeah, my plants are dying.
Yeah, they might kill you.
I gave them water because I was just stuck in my house the whole week.
Did you know that there's an app where you can actually take a picture of the plant and then all the things it tells you? Okay, I didn't know that. Everybody's like, yeah, we knew that. I was
You
like,
think
Yeah.
I can do that like just with like people? Like how do I take care of this person?
That would be brilliant. That might save humanity.
I think we're almost there. We can do that with fucking plants. We can do that with humans, right? Just
No,
read
but then
you.
what if it's like it tells you how to kill them?
Oh, like their weakness.
Yes.
Like
Oh,
their
yeah,
kryptonite,
like-
like almonds.
Oh my God, it'd be over almonds. We're dead. We're done.
One almond.
Just fucking gun to the brain. I mean, that's how you kill everyone.
What if you find out that the gun doesn't work on somebody and that they're actually not human?
You scan them and they're not human.
They got like a peanut allergy
like
or something.
What is that? Blade Runner.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, what are you?
Oh, I still haven't finished.
It's like
that.
Hillary
You
Clinton.
just
I'm a
ruined it for
lizard
me.
woman. No, nobody. I thought that was good.
Thank you.
How you
No.
not finished Blade Runner?
I've never actually started it.
Okay, so then why are you agreeing with me?
It made good content. Speaking of which, I
Okay.
know you can hear and see. I guess they can see now 'cause the secret's out the bag. It's not like we can hide from the world.
Yeah, I was like, my hair looking crazy. I got to get a little cap on. But anyways,
Jamie is not here. She is taking a mini vacay. She went back home. Cleansing of the soul. Actually, I don't know why she's home, but she's home. So
she's home.
she's taking some time away. She'll be back. But in the meantime, we have a special guest. Very, very special guest. LaRessa is here.
LaRessa.
You want to let everybody know who you are, where you're from, and
Yeah, give
what's
us the little
going on?
elevator pitch.
Talk to us. Talk to us.
I'm LaRessa Quintana. I'm from Austin, Texas. Thank you for that's it.
Wow. Okay.
I'm from okay. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I hate like talking about myself because I just don't know.
No, talk about
Well, I can
yourself.
explain
Just,
my
like,
first
so
encounter while
there-
you.
Okay,
You
well
can even
let's
make up some
let's
stuff,
just I'll
like-
just make up some stuff.
NASCAR driver.
I like pina
astronaut.
coladas.
Okay.
Getting caught in the rain.
There
Yeah.
we go.
I'm not much into health food, but I'm into champagne.
Oh, bars.
Bars.
Like that's like for some snaps, maybe.
Yeah.
That's-
Hey,
It's like,
dude, you're
That's
just
a song.
fucking
You don't know
on
that
it
song?
today.
yeah.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Yeah, I'm from Austin. I work here. I work in politics. I'm a lobbyist.
Ooh.
I took some time away from lobbying to be a campaign manager. So as of tomorrow, though, that job will be over because election day is tomorrow. I have a cat named Oliver Quintana. He's a blue Russian blue.
Oliver and Company.
No, it's just him.
Oh, just Oliver.
It's just him.
Right. That's a good movie,
Um,
by the way, guys.
Yeah, what else? I sit on 2 nonprofit boards as a board member, so I do a good amount of volunteering in my spare time, and I have friends,
Nice.
I have family.
She is the gym because let me tell you how I met her. She actually put me in a headlock on East 6th Street. I'm still
Damn.
recovering. I was like, yo, this is not cool. This is not right. Like I'm
Don't
pretty
be
sure
dramatic.
like my voice is still not the same, dog.
Don't
It's
be
just I'm
dramatic.
like, okay. Like,
How could I
ew.
put you in a
Ever since
headlock?
she got you in a headlock, you started wearing the beanie, started speaking poetry.
Life had to change. I was like, I don't want to give anyone a reason. to
monotone
put me
the
in
rest of
the-
your life.
No.
How
That's-
could I possibly put you in a headlock? I'm so
Well, I might have been
dainty
intoxicated.
and petite.
But that being said, so campaign manager, that was how far back was that?
So my first campaign was in 2020. I was a campaign manager for Councilwoman Fuentes. We won. And then I went to her office for about 6 months, did like community outreach in her office, and then I transitioned out to lobby. So still in politics, but in the private sector. Okay. And then I was approached to be campaign manager for a housing bond, and so I'm doing that. And
currently right now?
Yes, I'm doing that right now.
How's that going?
It's going well. You know, in 2020, our race was really an underdog race. Everybody thought we were going to lose, and we had no chance. Nobody wanted to talk to us. We were out fundraised 2-1. Our main opponent had like 200 endorsements or something ridiculous. We had like 3 or 4. Yeah, and so it was a really tough race, and we were in the middle of a pandemic, which is, you know, so unprecedented. You're not taught how to be a campaign manager in the middle of a global pandemic. That's like something that we never even considered, and so that was a whole thing in of itself. And so it was very difficult, but you know, this race is very different. This is an issue-based campaign, and so it's much easier to kind of push an issue, depending on the issue, than it is a candidate. So a lot more support, a lot more funds, which is very helpful in campaigns. So it's been really great.
So what is the what are y'all pushing this? What are you pushing right now for this election?
So we're I don't know if I like the word pushing, like I'm like pushing drugs or something.
I mean, everyone's pushing something.
We are promoting, supporting, campaigning,
there we go.
uplifting, an affordable housing bond. Yeah, uplifting the community.
Uplifting the community.
Austin, as we all know, has a housing crisis. The market is so ridiculous because we don't have enough housing supply here in town. I don't think Austin was supposed to get this big, and for a lot of reasons it's difficult to build here and all of those things. And so what our campaign is focused around is creating more affordable housing for the people who make Austin Austin.
Yes.
And so our campaign is all about inclusion and diversity, and, you know, trying to find creative solutions to how we can create more affordable housing in this town to keep the people who, you know, live here and work here, who contribute to our community in meaningful ways, to make sure that they have somewhere to live. So this is a $350 million bond. So this is the largest bond that the city has seen for affordable housing investments. This is also the 4th one. And so in the past, we've had like a 200 million, 160, a 250 million. And so really 300 million is kind of a drop in the bucket. We need probably closer to $1 billion to really tackle our housing and affordability crisis here in town. But with that being said, we had our last bond election in 2018, and the voters passed it. The voters have passed 4 previous election bonds, and so we know that people recognize the crisis that we have, and they also recognize that one of the solutions is a bond, and we know they work because this is the 4th time we've done it. And so that's what we're asking voters to vote yes on tomorrow. To say yes to affordable housing, to say yes to inclusion and diversity, and say yes to keeping Austinites in Austin.
Yes, I'm here for it.
I'm here for it.
Did you vote?
What? Yeah, that's a loaded question. I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
It's a yes or no question.
Well, I've been stuck in the house. I've been sick.
Okay, you've been sick.
And I know
that's
that
okay.
voting
thank you
day's
for
tomorrow.
staying inside when you're sick.
It is tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. So I'm like, fuck it. I just gotta wait in line.
Yeah, Nico voted.
I early voted, so yeah, I'm done.
I should have done it.
You should have.
But I was like, it's on Tuesday. I'll just do what I always do. Wait till the last minute. Wait in line for goddamn 2 hours.
As long as you go.
Yeah, you could shoot your shot in line.
No, I vote every single year. Look, ladies and
go find
gentlemen,
an
where's the camera?
woman.
I've always voted. Always voted.
You know, I can check that, right?
Yeah, check it. I'm not lying.
I'm gonna
check it.
Fact check you.
I mean, the other people. Yeah.
Wait a minute. You can check that? Is that a real thing?
Uh-oh.
Not you, but
So there's
people in the world.
I voted every single year. Can you see who I voted for?
No, that's illegal. So
I was like, hey,
so there's this thing called VAN. It's like voter something, and campaigns have access to the Democratic voting file, and so they can see, you know, what years you voted and what elections you have voted in. So like primaries, midterms, runoff elections, special elections. Every time you turn around, there's an election. And I will say I felt very confident in my voting. I've been voting since I was 18. And my campaign consultant was like, well, we'll see about that. And I was like, okay, it's like, check it out. You're going to see. And he comes back to me and he goes, you have not voted in every election.
So you probably missed a couple midterms in there, a couple things.
Yeah, it's very upsetting. So now I really have to get back on track.
All right, pull up mine. I want you to pull up mine, and I want you to see all the times I voted.
Okay.
You voted probably like twice.
Nah, that's for the main ones.
Do you only vote in presidentials?
No, I voted for the other ones. When Beto ran the last time.
Okay.
But honestly, nothing a lot in the community, just because I feel like I haven't been educated on like what's going on here, and I don't watch the news, and I feel like I don't have a good source of, I guess resources to go and like look for like that information. Like, where does someone even go and look for that information to figure out like, oh, there's this bond happening for affordable housing? Like, how do we go and look for that? Because it's like you guys are probably like what, like a team of 10, 20?
No, it's just me.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's hard to push out that word. And how do we get that information? Like, where does one look for that? If they want to make an impact in voting and community, where does one go for that?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think a lot of people struggle with that. Smaller campaigns like mine, we don't have a whole lot of money, and that is where money and campaigns really come together, is because that's what you spend all your money on, is touching voters. And there are some people who say that you have to touch one voter 3 times, whether it's a phone call, it's a mailer, and it's a knock on the door. But then there are other people who are of the idea that you have to touch a voter 11 times in order to get a yes vote on your candidate or issue or whatever it is. And so if you could have a really great candidate and a really great campaign, but if you have no money and you can't talk to people, it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's always good to start, with your city council member, which you can Google, like, who is my city council member, and pull it up, and you can just call them and be like, hey, like,
oh my God, we're getting too crazy in this political shit. We're
getting on the east side. But yeah, you can always go to your council member and be like, when's the next election, whatever, and they'll always point you in the right direction. Thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. No. Yeah. And like, there's times where it's like thrown into your face. Like, think when we had that whole like the homeless thing, and they were like Prop A, Prop B.
Yeah,
all
those
that
people
stuff.
Had money.
Yeah.
That's why it was thrown in your face.
Yeah, it was like thrown in our face, but that makes sense. So that's good. So, you said Google councilman. Is that what you said?
Your council member.
Council members. Ask them, and then they'll let you know.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Because like I said, I'm very ignorant when it comes to that stuff. If it's in my face, I see it. Or if it's like, I feel like if you follow the right people on Twitter, you'll come across it.
Mm-hmm.
Or if like one of your friends.
You can follow your council member on Twitter.
Oh man,
Turn on their alerts. You won't miss a thing.
Yeah.
That's for Elon. He's my boy. But anyway.
Elon's your council
Elon's
member?
Your boy?
Well, he was. We got our own issue.
You sound so defeated. He was.
We were kicking it last week.
He brought a lot of jobs in Austin. Doing all right.
He unblocked people on Twitter I don't care for, but it's fine. Whatever. They use a lot of ers last week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a tough week on Twitter. It was rough.
It was rough.
Yeah.
For sure.
So it sounds like you do a lot of you just do a lot of calling, like contacting leads, and just always following up, really pushing your message to people.
Yeah, I think it also depends on who you're talking to. Like, you have people who are gonna vote, and so maybe you don't touch them as many times. Maybe you want to see who's a first time voter and get to them before anybody else does. Or Austin has had a huge growth here in town, and so you want to get people as soon as they move here and be like, hey, I'm running for office, or there's this thing. And so you want to get to people before your opponent does. And that's the number one rule, or not the number one, the 20th numbered rule in campaigns is you don't know until you ask. And so if you feel you want someone's endorsement, but you're I think they're probably gonna endorse my opponent, so I'm not even gonna ask. Well, now they have this leverage where they're well, I would have endorsed, but they didn't even ask. And so that's kind of you always have to ask. And so that's why everywhere I go, I've gone to 1 million endorsement meetings for different there's the, Central Labor Council, there's the South Austin Democrats, there's the North Austin Democrats, there's the Central Austin Democrats, there's, so many, there's the Latinos, there's the Tejano Democrats, there's, all sorts of people. And even when you go to those meetings and you feel like you are really compelling, you still at the end, you're like, okay, please vote. Like you just have to ask, like you're always asking.
I got you. So how did you get into this? Or is this something like you've always been passionate about the community, like just wherever you were and you're like, I want to make a difference, and this is just the route you took?
Yeah, I've always wanted to be in politics for as long as I could understand what politics was. So I grew up here on the east side, and I went to a girls' prep school in South Austin called the Ann Richards School for Young Women Leaders. And, Ann Richards was governor in like the 80s, 90s, and she was a Democrat and she was a woman. And so I just figured, and I don't know, honestly, I don't know how I had this mindset, because I grew up like poor, like in the barrio, and like I was the first in my family to go to college. And so I don't know, I was just like, well, if she can do it, I could do it. That's just like always my thing. And then I went to school at Southwestern in Georgetown, and I just studied more politics there. And when I was a senior, I got a fellowship in the Texas House, and so I worked in the Texas legislature my last semester of college, and was fully immersed in Texas politics there. And then I left there and got an opportunity to to go to a campaign school. And so I did campaign school, and then eventually a friend of a friend recommended me to the councilwoman, and then she called me and she goes, "Hi, I'm Vanessa Fuentes. And I was like, oh, like, I know exactly who you are. I was like, what can I do for you, ma'am?" And so I worked on her campaign, and then I worked in her office, and it was just like a snowball of things. But I've always wanted to work in politics. I feel like politics is, so webbed in our lives in a lot of different aspects that I think that people don't really understand, or they're not made to understand, because people in power don't want them to truly understand their power and how their lives are affected by politics, because then that means that they get to keep doing whatever they want to do, right? And so I think that there's a real power in minorities and people of color and women knowing exactly how their government works and functions, and how it can help them. And I'm not really good at anything else. Like, I don't have, like, I can't cook, or like I don't have any technical skills. Like, I don't, like, but I can talk, and like I understand this shit. And so I feel like where my skills lie and where my talents lie, and combined with my passion, just like politics has always just made the most sense for me.
No, I feel that. Damn.
What is there any other women in the political landscape that have also inspired you in that way?
Yeah, I mean, Wendy Davis,
really good
AOC. There's a lot of great, which AOC, I'm just going to do my little 15 minutes of fame here. So AOC was part of the National Hispanic Institute, which I also did in school. It's like a private debate organization for Latinos. And so one time she came to my school to help me recruit when I was in high school. And this was before she was AOC. This was when she was just Alex. We just used to call her Alex. And even then, I remember she had like such like a presence, and just like I was like, this bitch is badass. That's dope. Then I went
so strong and powerful. Like every time she talks, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Let me stop what I'm doing and listen.
Yeah. She's great. And then I went to a tournament up in Rochester, New York, and she was there helping to lead us. And so she's just, and then, I was like, oh my God, Alex was like, Alex is running for Congress. That's amazing. And so, a lot of women. There's a lot of women here in the Texas House. There's Representative Mary Gonzalez, Representative Marianne Bettis, who has an amazing story as well. And then here in our own hometown, Councilwoman Fuentes had a very similar upbringing as me, and she is amazing and great. Like, if you ever saw her or met her or like heard her speak, like she's just a natural born leader, and so and she works so hard. She's like a workhorse, workaholic, and she really cares about her community, and she's talented. And so I'm really grateful that I met her and got to work with her. And there's a lot of great women in politics.
great. That was one thing that shocked me the most on the ballot this time around, is as I'm looking at the ballot, whether or not you agree with everyone's views or whatever party they were in, but there were a lot of women on the ballot this year that I could tell, and it was really like, no matter how you look at it, I was like, this is super cool, this is dope, and I can only imagine what that does to inspire other young women around the world and in the country, you know?
I mean, women are doing really well on the ballot, up and down, because I think people like see women on the ballot and they're like, oh yeah, right? Because everybody knows an awesome, strong, amazing woman, right? Like everybody knows a woman who gets shit done, right? And so I think that like when they see those names, they're like, oh yeah, like that makes sense, right? And I think everybody's kind of tired of the status quo at this point. So women are doing really well on the ballot. But yeah, I think you make a good point that it is inspiring, and representation is everything. Yeah. Councilwoman Fuentes is only the second Latina ever to serve on Austin City Council.
Damn. That's crazy.
The first one was elected in 2014.
You know, like, that's insane.
We've been around for a while.
Yes.
We've been
around for a while.
Yeah. I've been here.
Like, that's crazy.
And so whenever, I'm talking to voters in 2020 and I'm like, and I would talk to like Black people or Latinos or Latina, and I'm like, if she's not elected, we will not have a Latina on council. How important is representation to you?
Super important. Question. Yeah, it's super important.
And they're like, oh yeah, 100%. She has my vote. And so, yeah, it is inspiring, definitely. And people want to see it.
I just want to see more people actually get out the house and go vote. More minorities, preferably.
Dude, I waited. When was it? I forget if it was when it was Beto that one time running against, who was he running against?
Ted Cruz.
Yeah, he was running against Ted Cruz.
2018.
Dude, I picked the wrong place to vote because I was in line for like 2.5 hours.
Wow. But you voted.
Yeah, I got pizza. It was Little Caesars. It was crap, but I still waited in line.
Hey, Little Caesars hit when it hit.
I
don't
love
do that. Don't disrespect Little Caesars.
When it's warm, but this shit was cold. The cheese was crusty. I was like, I'll take it. Luckily, I was in the library, so I was just painting. Painting. I was using the crown painting. But yeah, I waited 2 hours and 30 minutes to vote.
That's why we vote early.
Yeah. Well, no, there's a place by my house. I ain't going to spill the beans, but it's like super in and out. You go in, you get out. You go in, you get out.
Are you going to gatekeep a polling location?
Is that illegal?
No.
It's
just rude.
I just kidding. I just played ACC Highland Gym or Gold's Gym by Highland. There's a hotel around there.
Yeah.
There's a little area right there, place to vote. But I don't know. Yeah, and there's a place by my work too. I ain't gonna expose my work, but over there by the Arboretum, there's a place right next to there. But yeah, I don't know. I'll be voting tomorrow.
That's another thing I haven't been seeing as of late. Is I remember during presidential elections, you see it way more often than like now with midterms, and there's different things going on. But like, I haven't seen one voter map, like where to tell people where to go vote. I haven't even seen that on social media platforms. If this were a presidential election, it'd be everywhere telling people where exactly they can go vote right now. I haven't seen that one.
It's called Google, people. Just Google it.
Yeah, but this day and age, you got to put it in people's faces.
That's true.
Yeah.
Just saying, that's the hardest thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the complaints that a lot of Dems have about the party is that like we just need to be like smarter and just like kind of like be on people's asses more. Like we just need like a better PR team as Democrats. And yeah, I agree. I think that we should be pushing out and be in people's faces. I mean, you've seen my Instagram. I'm in people's faces every single day about voting and like where to vote and all of that. But I think as a team collectively, I think we could do better.
It's in. I don't know the stats here because I haven't looked them up. But a friend of mine from back home in Louisiana sent me stats on African Americans voting from 2008 to last election, 2020. It was, and right now in early voting, 1 out of 15. We were
shit
in 2008. Obama, I think that was the first time. 2008. It was like 6 out of 10, 8 out of 10.
Damn.
Now
that's
it's
why
1 out of 15.
representation matters.
It is insane right now. So
there are a lot of us out here, man.
People of color, please get out and let's go vote, please.
Someone asked me, why don't Latinos vote? And I was like, because we don't like the candidates and we feel like it's not going to matter.
Not going to
Who we
benefit
choose.
you.
Yeah, it's not going to
Yeah.
benefit us.
We think.
Yeah. And so that's why representation matters, is because when you feel like you see someone who looks like you, who's like from your community, like you have more trust in them, because you're like, oh, this person gets it, maybe they can get shit done.
In that same token, how do we get people of color and people of representation to want to represent us? And because at the same time, you have to have the confidence in your community to come out and actually vote for you. But then you have to also be willing to instill that confidence in your community for them to vote for you. So,
and I think it takes the resiliency, right? Like, you know, like Beto could have gave up like a long time ago, but he's been at it for years, man.
He loves it.
He sends more texts than anybody. Speaking of being in your face, I get more Beto texts than anyone.
Beto has too much money.
And
I'm like,
then,
Beto.
Yo, come on,
and then
bro.
he got Harry Styles freaking co-signing him.
Yeah, Harry Styles, Obama. Do you see that?
Obama.
I didn't see OB. OB came out? Damn.
And I think it's just maybe that, like, it's just some like of us, like people of color, they just lack that resiliency to just keep going and going and going. And Beto hasn't swayed him. He just keeps going. It's cool. He's El Pasoan too, so
he is.
We'll see.
He is.
I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident in what's
You
going
think he's
on.
gonna win?
Yeah, I do. I think so.
I think he's done a lot. Like, I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, I want to say, I want to go. I think, was he within what 4,000, between 2,500 and 4,000 votes against Ted Cruz? Right? It was very narrow.
Yeah.
More than other people think.
That's
But that
also
was
a
something.
district race,
True.
right? This is statewide.
This is state, so, and this is still Texas.
Greg has so much money, and Dems are not voting. There are not enough people voting. We saw an uptick on Thursday and Friday. Hopefully we'll see more people come out tomorrow, but we're just not voting.
Compared
what time
to
do
4
the
years
polls
ago.
close tomorrow?
7 p.m.
Okay.
So if you're in line at 7, you can still vote, right? So just like wait it out.
And
I
that's
gotta
another
wake up
thing.
early.
They
What
like
time do the
to-
polls open?
7.
Okay, I gotta wake up early tomorrow.
So, but it's like, that's another discouraging thing is people don't even know that process of voting on election day. They think because I can't make it there by 7. No, if you're there by 7, you can still vote. And then they're going to have people in certain cities around the country that'll tell you, nope, we're not going to count your vote. That's illegal. They cannot tell you to get out of line. So
That's
people
true.
don't actually know the rights in their own power.
Yeah.
So
And that's what I'm saying, right? Is
A
that
whole
like
nother
we're
thing.
not taught this, and like there are certain people who
they'll never
it
teach you the
benefits
election.
them that you don't know your rights and you don't know your power.
I know your power when it comes to elections or your taxes, people.
You know what? They're scared, and they should be.
They should be.
And they should be.
Because once you have the information and the knowledge,
Knowledge is power.
What's the
Yikes.
craziest thing you've seen during like voting when people aren't in line? You know, like what's the craziest thing you've seen? Have you seen a fight?
I've seen a fight.
You seen a fight?
You've seen a fight?
I've
I've
seen a
not.
fight.
I've
Here
never,
in Austin?
No, this wasn't here.
Yeah.
where was it?
Austin
This
is
was back home.
very democratic. We're
bunch of hippies, peace and love.
I've
Pretty
seen
cool.
early voters show up to start fights and get people out of line to not vote. People are crazy.
I haven't experienced anything, just that shitty Little Caesars.
Damn, that's your craziest story? That's it?
That's it, man. I ain't got nothing else. Everything else has been in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Just those little finger condoms they give us, those shits are crazy.
I love those.
I didn't get
I'm
that.
all like, what? I was like, you want to put it on for me? Put it on for me.
Put it on for me?
Yeah, put it on for me and I start
Don't
voting.
make voting creepy.
No, this lady made it creepy this time around.
No.
Who?
She told me, yo, I finished voting, and I knew it wasn't just me because they had like 5 other people in there, and they all started laughing with me, and I just looked at her. I was like, come on, man, really, right now? It's quiet in here. It's like a library. We don't have to do
What,
that.
she let it rip or what?
No, bro. You know, so you get done voting, and you know how you got to take your shit and you got to go put it in the machine.
Yeah.
She was like, what you want to do is make sure that paper is nice and stiff and go ahead and easily slide that in. She knew exactly what she was saying when she was saying it. She was like, now what you want to do? You want to make sure you just guide it on in there. And then she goes, if you need a hand, I don't mind helping you out.
No.
And then that's that point I was like, yo, Jamie. I'm like looking for Jamie. I'm like, yo, Jamie, are you hearing this right now? this other lady like looks at me. She's like, mm-hmm. I'm like, yo.
Yeah,
damn.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. They put the little finger condom on me. I didn't ask them, but I just was like, how do you put this on? They're like, oh, just stick out your finger. I stick out my finger, and they put it on me.
Oh, she really put it on you.
Yeah, she put it on me.
She put it on him, all right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You don't know how to put on a finger condom?
Well, I was kind of confused. I was just like, what the fuck? What is this thing? Yeah.
Was it like the size difference was just
I don't
What's
know.
what
It
we
was
just used to, you know? It was
it had just been a long day. I was just like, yo, what the fuck where the fuck am I, a voting side or am I at a fucking orgy? What the hell? There's a lot of finger banging going on over here. Yeah, craziness.
Gotta love it. Go out there and vote, people.
Go in there and vote.
Please vote.
Damn. Oh, man. Where else would I want to go today? Voting.
Have
Man.
better pizza. You know?
What?
They should. Dude, I bet more people go vote if they had some good hors d'oeuvres in line.
So that's like what the county party is doing, is taking pizza to UT to get kids to vote at UT.
I feel like it should be mandatory, like
I feel like it should be
voter
vapes.
registration at orientation.
What did you say?
Is there voter registration at orientations? Do we know? That'd be something to look into.
That's a good idea. I don't know. I don't think so.
Keep going. I know that. I don't know. There you go. That's my one contribution. I'm gonna find someone to make that happen.
So people who like register other people to vote a lot of times are volunteers. And so it's like kind of hard. It's not hard, but there aren't enough people who volunteer. Like I'm not a VDR. Like there's just no excuse for me not to be a VDR because I'm like, this is my shit, right? But like, it's just like hard to get people like spend their own time to go out and, you know, register people. But
Yeah, I feel like that takes. Honestly, every time I show up, I'm like, I hope I registered, and I'm good every single time.
just crossing your fingers.
Just crossing my fingers, and then don't they make you do it right there if you're not registered?
No, you
I
can't.
think there's a deadline.
There's a register.
I don't know, but every time I show up, I'm like, I just stood in line for 2 hours. Let's see what happens, and I'm like, hey, I registered. Let's go.
There was a
You
couple
should
times
always
my
stay
address was off and we had
registered.
to just
Yeah,
update
like
that,
you
but
register one time, you're good, right?
Yeah.
Like good for life.
Well, yeah, unless you
once
like
you move and
move.
stuff,
unless
you
you
gotta update it.
move and your card doesn't match your ID. But at that point, just don't take your card. Just take your ID, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, do you still live there?" And you'd be like, "Yeah."
Oh yeah, that's what I do every time.
But if there's like a race
in
going
your
on in your
district.
district but then you're not able to vote for
Oh, because of that. Like
because
address.
you're not in the right district.
I got you. I show my ID. I think they made me change my address like 2 elections ago or something like that. I don't know, but I'm good every time.
Set up.
But yeah, doubling down on that. If you guys want the youth out there, just bring vapes. Bring vapes to the thing.
Bring vapes to the polling centers.
Dude, I bet you all these. So, like, I was watching the news. First time yesterday after the Tom Brady game.
You actually watched the news, local news?
Yeah, that shit popped on. I was like, what the fuck?
I do not like that. My boyfriend, like, it's like 8 a.m. He puts on the news, and I'm like, I do not need this negativity so early in the morning.
Oh, no, I
That's how I
changed it
used
so
to-
quick
I
because
used
it
to
was
go to
like,
school with the news on and everything. I could tell you everything Anderson Cooper and Soledad O'Brien said till this day.
Yeah.
my news is Twitter. But anyways.
Yes.
So it was like just saying 18 to 29-year-olds. It's like those are the age group that's not coming out. Like, that not coming out to vote. 18 to 29. And I
Well,
was
how do you
like,
get
yeah.
18 to 29-year-olds girls to
Vapes.
come out? So you're saying
Vapes
Vapes.
and money.
So give them a crippling nicotine addiction.
Fuck it.
For-
If it gets them to vote.
God.
What's worse?
That's
not,
how you feel?
What's worse? Not voting or vaping?
I don't want to answer that.
Yeah.
Is that a loaded question?
I'd
I
rather
plead
you.
the fifth.
Nick,
What?
what do you say?
I say, you know what? Get them out the house to vote. But then what we gonna do whenever they're, gone because of their addiction and I don't know, man. I don't
Right.
like them things.
This is worst things to be addicted to being lazy and getting your ass to go vote.
This is true.
That's worse than a nicotine addiction. Hell, everyone got fucking vaping addiction in this fucking room. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm speaking for
Wait, when the
everyone
last
here.
time I used a vape?
Yeah,
Yesterday.
it's been a while. But yeah, I mean, just you throw little vapes there, people show up and
Yeah.
people show up and vote.
Vaping food.
Or you get Vince Young to just show up at all the polls. All the Texans would show up and vote.
You're right.
Vince Young.
I don't know. I just thinking
That's a
it's
throwback.
yeah. I'm just
What 18 to 29-year-old is gonna know who
No
Vince
way.
Young is?
It's better off with
Okay,
Matthew
but
McConaughey
I
getting
don't
people
know.
outside.
Matthew McConaughey. I'll vote twice. Break the law.
See? There you go.
or people dress up in costume. Like it's Halloween. You get to take pictures with these people while they're in line.
Okay.
Beer. You bring BYOB, BYOBB. Bring your own beer to the ballot. Let's fucking go.
Now you're on to something. see?
Now I'm on to something.
That's how you get 18 to 29-year-olds.
BYOBBV for the vapes.
For the vapes, too.
For the
We're not
vapes.
going to let go of the vapes.
Dude.
Do we feel like it's 2022? Do we feel like we need a better system to vote? Is
Yeah.
this sustainable?
Hey,
Shouldn't we be able to use our I don't want to say use our phones, but it would be so much easier.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
and a lot of other
Yes.
states, they have mail-in ballots. Like, people don't even go to the fucking polls anymore. Like, they're just mailing it in. Like, Texas's voting system is so archaic for a reason, once again. But yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Like we gotta figure something out. Like even across the board, the whole country, we need to figure something out.
We need, like,
We're
a-
too advanced to still be doing the same system.
We need Bluetooth in
Are
our
we
brain.
advanced?
Well, yeah, not really. Like
We could
as
be
a country,
advanced.
we're really behind right now. Though. That's another sad thing that people don't even want to talk about. But I say it.
We got good
We're not
barbecue.
that dope when it comes to worldwide people. We lacking and slacking, and we getting dumber
And
by the year.
whacking.
You think so?
Yes. Oh, I know so. When's the last time you looked up like I don't know, America's education
Oh, America's
Compared-
education's so bad.
compared to the rest of the world? What about in
Terrible.
math and science? Are we
Yeah.
innovating anything around the world?
No.
It's the last time you heard of a dope scientist from America?
Bill Nye, the flick.
Hey.
what happened to him? What happened to
But
Bill
all of them,
Nye?
they come live over here.
Yeah, then they leave after they see how crazy it is. They said, you know what? I'll go to Sweden. Motherfuckers will leave
I
here.
would like to go to Sweden.
Me too.
I would like to go to Italy, be a chef.
Italy is a conservative nation.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Go ahead, go to Italy, bro.
But I still go.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Serve me up some pasta with a side of conservative. Fuck it.
Wait a second, but you have Mexican food here with a side of conservative.
Yeah, so give me all the above.
Okay.
You take all the above.
Take it.
Wow, hurt.
I don't care. Red, blue, purple. Give me
He
your
said
pasta.
red sauce.
Give me red sauce with a side of red sauce. All right.
Jeez.
You spit whatever you got to spit. Just make sure that wine and that pasta is smacking when I go. If you got Sicilian Donald Trump, I don't care. Just make sure
Donald
that
Trump.
make sure that pasta good.
Oh man. Speaking of DT, I think on Friday he's announcing his presidential campaign.
Yeah.
Dude, Kanye's they're about to go head and head. Dude, it's so crazy, huh? How actors and celebrities can now run.
They
I
could
think it's
always have run.
ridiculous.
bro.
Yeah, I think it's so stupid because it's just like a popularity contest. I think
When
that
we're
just
talking about
goes,
getting people outside. What gets people outside?
yeah, it goes back to your point where you're saying we're getting stupider by the day. We let a man run for president, whatever, but it's like, and then it's like we got The Rock trying to run for president too. I'm like, I love you, dude. Like
No.
you're a strong figure, but like I need someone
Is,
that knows
is
what
he
the fuck
seriously
they're doing.
taking that campaign serious? Do we know?
No,
Oh.
he I think it was ridiculous that he even got on TV and said, I'm not gonna do it. And I'm like, bro, you don't even need to say that because
We didn't think you
because
really were,
no.
but
Yeah.
It's just so dumb that like even like Kanye's thinking about it, dude. I'm just like, hey, do whatever you want to do. Believe you can do it, but there's actually people.
they gotta
that-
have somebody. I go back to Reagan. I feel like is the first person I could think about that's like an actor.
He was
and
an actor.
Hollywood figure that became president.
Yeah.
Then it was Arnold, then DT. I don't know if anybody else off the
Yeah,
top
Arnold
of my head.
became governor,
governor
right?
of California.
Mm.
Yeah, man, if he ran for president, I'm pretty sure he would have got it, but he can't, right? Because he's not like born here or whatever.
Yeah, correct.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy. No, I want to see him run for president one day, and I don't want to. Fuck it, I want AOC to run one day.
Oh,
I want to see her go all the way. I
100%.
think
I
that would
wanna
be
work
a
in her
great.
office.
Yeah, that'd be amazing to see one day. But we'll see.
You know, we have a Latina running for mayor.
What's her name?
Celia Israel.
What?
We call her Israel. So Celia worked in the Texas House for about 10 or 15 years. She was a representative from like North Austin and Pflugerville, and she's running against someone named Kirk Watson.
Ugh, I don't like that.
Ooh, why not?
Not Kirk.
Kurt
T.
Watson. That just sounds
What a
nasty.
name. What a
Sound like he
name.
likes massages, huh?
Oh yeah, Deshaun Watson, Kurt Watson. Ugh.
Yeah.
So funny thing about Kirk, he has already been mayor.
What?
And he, instead of running for a second term, he decided to go run for the Senate. So he was a Texas senator for I don't know how long.
Yeah, he wants to
Decade,
downgrade,
maybe.
but not downgrade.
Then
but wants to.
he left in the middle of his term for Senate to go work at U of H for something. And then decided he didn't like U of H, came back to Austin. Now he's running for mayor again.
Nah, don't leave the city and come back trying to be all. Nah, don't do that.
Celia is a Latina. She is a part of the LGBTQ community. She is experienced. She's strong. She's super cool.
And she got
She's a
my vote.
Latina.
Whoops.
You voted for her?
What?
You didn't vote for her?
I did.
Awesome. Vote for her.
I did my due diligence this time.
7 a.m.
All the way
I'll do
around.
that. My coffee and everything.
Your
So
coffee?
you had like some pamphlets with you. Were you gonna read us off some statistics?
Read you off some stats.
I love stats.
Because I just, this is how we know that these bonds work. So there was a bond in 2016, 13, and 18. So this is the fourth one, like I said.
Yes.
And so there have been over 6,700 homes built. There have been over 5,400 affordable homes for renter households earning $88,000 or less, which, 88,000 don't go that far in this town no more.
It does not.
Hell no.
There have been over 3,800 affordable homes for renter households built who are earning less than $55,000 a year, which I think it's like 50 or 55 is considered very low income.
And this is all combined income for these houses, or is
What does that mean?
like if it was like a 2-parent household, is it a combined of 88 or a
Ooh, that's a
combined
good
of 50?
question. I don't know. It's a good question. But, that's like how much a teacher makes.
Mhm.
And so this is why these bonds are important, is because it helps keep people like the people who educate our children to live in the city. And then it also contributes to our economy. So there has been a total of 1.08 billion total construction impact. And so we know that when we have a large construction project, we're hiring workers.
Mhm.
And we're creating jobs and we're stimulating the economy that way. So, yeah, these bonds work. They're important. They're not the end all be all to our affordability and housing crisis in Austin. There has to be a lot of work done at city council. We need a new land development code, which is a whole nother conversation. We just need to make it easier to build in this town, which is something that city council has to work on. And all of this is done with private and public partnerships. And so a lot of this money also goes to affordable housing developers who, put a lot of resources into creating these deeply affordable units for renters, which is awesome because we know that like half or over half of Austin are renting. And so that's really important.
Austin. Well,
Do you think that next year, maybe in 2 years, rent will start to go back down for people, or you think it's just always going to keep going up for everyone living in Austin right now?
No, I think it's probably going to be the same, or it's going to go up because we're not really seeing a decrease in the amount of people who are moving here, and we're not seeing a giant increase in the affordable houses that are, or in the housing, not even affordable. That's a whole nother issue, but in housing in general is not being created fast
is
enough.
it 20,000 a day? Is that right? I think it's somewhere around there.
I think it's like 263 or something a day. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah,
But that's still a lot. Like, where are these people going?
Yeah, it's a great question.
And it's people who can afford to like live on the east side and pay a ridiculous amount of money for like a one bed.
Mm-hmm. They're coming all over.
When I moved into my apartment, I was paying like $750. Now I'm paying like $1,200.
That's in what, 2 years, right?
2 years.
It's nuts. Yeah. So I moved here in 2006, and this is like the story that I always tell. I moved here in 2006 on the east side. Me and my tia, I was raised by my tia. She worked at Walgreens as a cashier. When we moved into our place off of 51st, we paid like $525 for a duplex, 2-bedroom. My tia left less than 10 years later, 2013, because she couldn't afford to live in our home where we'd lived for 6 years because she was paying $850.
Damn.
And so we know that people are not seeing wage increases.
No, that's a bigger problem.
At a fast enough rate
Exactly.
to keep up with the inflation of
Mhm.
housing, food, transportation, all of those necessary things. And
People
so
are not
Thea had
matching
to
cost of
move.
living anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cost of living.
Actually, they started matching it after COVID. That's the one thing that I like that COVID actually brought to my industry. Anyway, they started matching you on the way back because I don't know if you noticed, in my industry, no one was coming back unless you gave us the bag now.
Mm-hmm.
So You went to any of these restaurants and people weren't there, they were understaffed. My industry actually started giving people what they were worth for the first time in fucking decades. And I'm like, I hope this happens across the board to everyone, so we eventually start getting what they're worth. Granted, this is years later, and it's still not where it should be, but it's, 50 to 60% more than what it was right before COVID.
Yeah, I mean, we have a wait staff server shortage in Austin, and people are always complaining like, it takes forever, and like we go to restaurants and they're like, but that's a table, and it's like, yeah, sure, sit down, but there's nobody to bring you your food.
That's right.
I worked in the service industry for like 5 years too, and so I really understand that, and people need to really get it through their heads that like we just don't have enough people to like cover all these tables, or we don't have enough people in the back to cook all of the food for all of the tables, right?
Nick tells me. It's just in and out, like Jersey Drake, in and out, in and out.
When you see me actually cooking on a Friday night, that's how you should really know.
Yeah.
I love this shit. Because if I did, yo, woo.
Yeah, I do not miss that.
Something, it's crazy. But I feel like eventually the pay will catch up with like everyone here, and like people will get increases. But like you said, I think they're just rewarding people that are staying,
I mean, yeah, but we'll see. I mean, I hope it happens across the board in all industries, and retail included. I feel like it's just rough. Like people are I've seen more of my friends transition into tech in the last year and a half, and
tech
it's
is
like
booming.
It is, but like going back to my point earlier, it's booming, it's going crazy, it's great, but what actually are we innovating and changing? Just have questions.
What does tech even do?
What are we talking about? I don't even know.
There you go. I don't know. But everyone's transitioning into it and having a good time, whatever.
Well, they get the bag, but
Yeah.
I'm
And
like,
they get to work remote.
yeah, but like, what do they do? Because I just hear I work tech
I don't know,
for
man.
fucking Oracle, and I'm like, what do you do? Just work tech.
All right, someone's giving you a bag. This is chill. Great.
I'm like, sign me up.
And don't get it twisted. I Google at least once a week. I'm like, is there one for me?
I'm right there with you. I'm
You're like openings at Oracle.
Like, yo, Oracle, what's up? Apple, backdoor. I don't want to go in the kitchen at Apple. I'll come back to Apple, but I mean, it's crazy.
Oh, you worked at Apple?
Yeah, I was at
That's
Apple.
what this outfit is. Genius Bar employee.
I'm feeling it.
But I worked at, I was like Apple, not the, like, I was like Apple. I was you got to like, if you come see me at work, you got to go through like 3 security checkpoints.
Ooh.
I mean, I was at Apple. I was cooking for the engineers and the software people. You treat them right, they treat you right. Remember that.
Free iPads?
What
free iPhones?
does that even mean?
What? I was a chef at the Apple.
No, you treat them right, they treat you right.
Yeah. So they would like literally go out of the country, and they would come back, and I would get like tea and trinkets and things like that from Sri Lanka or from Paris. I'm like, oh, this is nice. This is what you got to do. They should pull it up in all their Teslas. They're like, I feel bad for this guy. Yeah, you should. Where's my Tesla? Give me your car. But that shit was crazy. But yeah, they offered me to go back. I said, nah, I'm cool. I'm chilling.
Did it pay well? And you said no.
Yeah, it's not always about the bag,
It's always rewarding.
What, the bag?
No, I mean like.
So then what I do with these right now, it's more rewarding than going, seeing those that made it already. Like, that's fine.
Tech,
Yeah, y'all got it. I'd rather go chill down here. And
there's pros and cons to everything.
Of course.
Pros and cons to everything. But what does tech even do? What does that even mean? It drives me crazy.
It means.
What is tech even short for? Just kidding. What does TECH even stand for?
What does it mean? No, I don't know, man. It's crazy when you think. I don't know.
I went on one date with a tech girl, and she told me, she's just like, I work tech with a bunch of older men, and we just hang around and do stuff. I was like,
they hang around and do stuff.
Too much for me. Like, yeah, I went to school for this, and I'm doing tech now for Oracle. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that means.
I don't know what that means.
I just know it's a big ass building right here on the south side of Austin.
You should ask her, man. No details?
I've been seeing fucking Elon's fucking hiring at Tesla.
To do what?
I don't know. Just make cars and shit.
I work for him at Twitter.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll be a slave.
You want to work for Elon at Twitter?
Nah, that's just my ongoing joke. I'm not working for Elon. I told you. We're not that tight anymore.
You're scaring me.
Dude, I just want to get.
What did he come in with the sink for? Do we know why he had a sink in Twitter headquarters? Did anyone see that?
A sink?
No.
He literally showed up to Twitter with like a sink. and he was just walking around Twitter headquarters with a sink. I don't know why. That's all I
Beat your
saw.
ass if you're not working.
Probably. He should have fired everybody when he got there. I was like, this dude is crazy. Him and Ye.
He's
Same week.
blocking a lot of people that were talking shit about him on Twitter or just talking.
He
shit
got
about
Kathy Griffin today.
Kathy
See that?
Griffin.
He got Kathy today. I was like, damn.
And Whoopi Goldberg pieced out
Damn. For real?
on her own accord.
Damn, man.
Why?
She didn't want to be a part of the
Twitter.
Elon.
Yeah.
Isn't it so crazy that social media never used to be kind of like this, where it's just like people getting canceled, and now it's becoming like people getting canceled, people buying Twitter, people buying Instagram. No, this person got. It's crazy. It's crazy out here.
There's all out. There's a lot of wars that we don't even pay attention to or see.
Oh,
and
100%.
when I tune into like a certain one of these wars, I'm like, that's crazy. People don't even know that this is happening right now, and they see it every day.
Everybody's always beefing.
We're in a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, since 2020.
We're gonna. I don't know, but I feel like something's gonna pop off.
Well, what they said, every time the Phillies go to the World Series, something crazy happens, right? Or something happens.
I mean, we already got COVID. That was pretty crazy, huh?
Mm.
What's next?
Are we technically still in a recession?
I think we're at the beginning of
The beginning of it. So, markets did a crash too, right? Until it's over. So.
We're all struggling, huh?
We'll do from market crash soon, aren't we?
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for another stimulus package.
You could be waiting a while for that, dog.
I just wait for another one, man.
Did you enjoy that?
Dude, I was so pissed that like other countries were getting like bags, bro, and then fucking just us. Here's a grand. Here's a grand. I'm like, dude. Luckily, I was working at the time. I was working at HEB like about 2 years ago during the pandemic. So like I got to save that money up. But like, damn, man, other places.
Was any of that taxable? Do we ever know?
I don't think so. You had to report it that you got it, but I don't think you got taxed on it.
No, but we should have got more. God damn it.
I mean, I'm sure there's actually, yeah. I'm not gonna spill.
Yeah. You can't complain. This man was living life. Tattoos, fucking
What you mean?
guns.
What you mean?
Guns?
Parties.
You were
What
selling
mean?
guns?
I was not selling guns.
While I was out here
Look here.
fucking bagging groceries, fucking trying to make a
If you had
buck.
a business and you actually did, look at me trying to hide my tattoos like I'm in Shibuya. No, but if you're running a business, there was a lot of. You had good lawyers. There's a
What
lot
was
of
your
opportunities.
business?
I ran a restaurant.
Oh, I saw that when I was Instagram stalking you.
Yeah, ran a restaurant.
Yeah,
so.
you did run it. You did.
And there was a lot of things that hey.
Oh, you did do that during the pandemic, but for
Yeah.
a long
But it was
time
all
you
shut
were.
down. How'd you make money?
Well, I opened during the pandemic. And
Oh, he was in the Cedar Party. I'm good.
I was in Cedar Park.
What does that mean?
It means it wasn't as shut down as Austin was.
Facts.
It's a little different out there.
They was living, couldn't tell them boys nothing out there. And I was like, no, I will not either. Come on in, sir. You forgot your mask at home?
You said cough, cough. Come on in.
Come on
Cough.
in, sir.
Is that a wallet I hear? That is fine.
Was getting COVID 3 times worth it? Probably not. But
You got COVID 3 times?
No.
Golly.
I'm still standing. I'm here for a reason.
So I say I got COVID like 2 weeks ago, but I tested negative 4 times. But I'm sure it was COVID because I just I hate putting that shit all the way up my nose, man. That shit hurt. But I took 4 tests, came out negative.
That's the weirdest thing I always thought about the whole COVID situation is that they're giving us the ability to test ourselves. I'm like, we're not qualified for this. Like, we need to always go get in line somewhere.
I
Like,
don't
I'm
have
not
the
about to put
credentials for this.
Yeah, I'm all the way in there, and I'm just like, am I in enough? Do I need to go more? And it's like, I go more, and I'm like, am
You still
I
talking
too
about
far?
COVID tests?
You said what?
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 Nothing.
A contest.
I thought I was just wondering if we were still talking about COVID tests from that statement he was saying. Do I go in enough? Do I go far enough? Sorry, it's still truly nonsense at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I'm going to give my bar a song.
I mean, if you got to ask, I'm going to say no.
Ooh. So the lady at the Chappelle show.
Kevin Gates said.
At the Chappelle show.
Kevin Gates said you got to do the what did he say? Oh fuck, man! What the fuck did he say? No, he didn't say
groceries.
that. No,
like groceries.
He has a dance move where he's like this, and he's like, "This call in her gut."
What?
Yeah. You never seen that dance?
No.
Move? Does it on stage?
This is Kevin Gates.
Does the Kevin Gates on the stage? He's having a little comeback.
Would he cancel for something?
I don't know. He said some wild shit. You know
Probably.
that man said he started a car with his bare hands.
He did. And I've actually seen
Like
videos
this?
of
I do that every day.
You're like, that ain't nothing special.
Hey, our bodies could. Let me stop. That was gonna be weird. Anyway, but at the Chappelle show, going back to what I was saying, that lady almost killed me.
I saw Dave Chappelle, just like for the record to state.
Tuesday? What?
Tuesday? You went to see Dave Chappelle on Tuesday?
No. Of course not.
Oh.
I was at work. But he might have a new special that was recorded on tape coming out soon. But I went to see him and Rogan. What was that? Were you there?
I was there.
You remember that fucking lady that almost killed me and Bobby?
Dude, that was far. That was
like the worst.
She used to take me out to dinner after that.
Yeah,
shit.
for real. She owed me something. They tried to kill us with these fucking COVID tests. That was the worst COVID test I've ever had.
Oh, she like really went up there.
Oh, huh.
I was excited.
She shut it down.
Because we're seeing Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle. So I was just like, put it in me.
Oh, she did.
Put it in me, baby.
Put it in me.
I was crying for at least 30 minutes of that opening set of whoever it was
For
first.
real?
I was still
Dude, it was
crying.
bad.
Like, I was still just like, what the fuck was that? Like, what did she do? Yeah. And that was 2 hours after that thing.
I've had a guy. I shouldn't have started a sentence like that.
There
I was
you
about
go.
to say,
I had
this
a
guy
guy.
put it in me.
See, here we are.
This guy, so fucking buff ass, I think like Brazilian doctor. And so I go in there.
Brazilian?
Damn, this sounds like.
Why do you think that?
What?
Why do you think he was Brazilian?
It's like all the
I don't
fantasies
know.
going on in his head. He's like
I
this
don't
big
know.
buff
He's like, I
dude.
think he was Brazilian.
Put it in me.
It's like,
Brazilian.
he had a little accent.
Yeah, he was.
He had a little accent, so I'm assuming he gotta be something.
But
He definitely wasn't no damn Mexican. I'll tell you that. And so I go in there, I'm waiting, and then he gets the thing, the fucking Corona thing, and he's like, okay, just lay your head back. I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
God.
shit, what the fuck? Fucking jacked ass dude. And so then he puts the Corona thing in my nose. I'm like, ugh. And he's like, don't be a wuss, just take it. And then, he's like, I think he said something about politics. I don't know. I don't remember what he said. He's like, just don't be a wuss. Don't be like a Democrat. And then he just fucking put my head back. And yeah. I was like, what the fuck? I was like in B cave. I ain't gonna put out all that, but I was in B cave. And he just put the thing in me, and I was just like, what the fuck? I'm like, damn. He's like, I gotta do the other one, and I was like, fuck, man. He's like, put your head back. And he put my head
Okay,
back.
that's a Russian accent.
It's like we went everywhere.
That's
We went around
Brazilian.
the
a
country.
Brazilian accent. Papi, I don't know.
I think that was Italian.
That's more like Dominican.
Yeah, I don't know what that.
I don't know. This man was something, but he just
They
put-
speak Portuguese.
Portuguese.
I know, but how does a Brazilian accent even sound like?
I dated a Brazilian. I should know this.
Damn,
I don't know.
it wasn't important.
He,
Yikes.
Wasn't important.
guess not.
We're like GIF that one reel, just that face. You got him.
Got him.
Oh man. So wait, random political. Okay, can we get into a
What?
conspiracy bag, or do we want to not have to pay $1
100%.
billion like Alex Jones?
Doja Cat. People are saying she's in the Illuminati.
She's too broke for the Illuminati.
Nah, she's just fucking crazy.
You gotta have some money to be up in there. You know what I mean? You gotta have a few. You gotta have a few $1 billion to be up
Okay.
in there. You know what I mean? Like if you come to F1, you don't gotta pay for nothing. You just get in. You know what I mean? You might be. You know what I mean?
What you guys know about Epstein Island?
Who the fuck is that?
You said conspiracy. Is that the wrong one?
Who? What?
Epstein. Jeffrey.
Who?
What?
He was doing what?
They had a little
Bro,
island.
for real?
Yeah. Why you playing dumb?
Be
I
for
know,
real.
I'm playing. That was good. That was
Like,
good.
be
Look
so
at
fucking for
look at
real
that
right
one over
now.
there. She's like, huh? No, I read through the whole goddamn
I watched the video.
shit.
The
A
documentary.
lot of your favorite actors
Oh,
and
shit.
actresses, they were in that fucking.
Tom
They were all in there.
Hanks.
They were all in there.
Oh, was that list real?
Okay, and then how do we stop?
You
And
said-
wait, Tom Hanks was in there, right? And who was the first celebrity to come out and say he had COVID? Switched the whole conversation.
Timothy Hanks.
Let me get me our conspiracy bag. He switched the whole conversation, didn't we? Tom Hanks was the first celebrity to say he had COVID.
You're right. And
God.
and what do we do? Prayed.
We prayed for Tom, and then forgot all about the fact that he was up in there playing with little boy booty hoes and buying women too, children.
So I just
Mhm.
remember that list came out, but everyone was like, "Oh, it's fake."
Kind of hard to say it's fake when you can still Google it on the CIA website. I don't know. I don't want to get popped. You know too much. You get out of here. They get you out of here quick, boy.
Yeah.
They get
Talk
you
about
out of
money.
here.
Where was the island?
I couldn't tell you where the island was. I don't want to Google where the island was. That's not something I could be Googling on my phone. You know, I don't think that's somewhere.
Where is Epstein Island?
How far?
The island is still there, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, where you think it go? Where you think it would have
I
gone?
should have turned that into something
Dude,
else.
I had
blow it up. I don't know.
I had
Somebody
a-
stood running. You think businesses like that just stop overnight?
No.
Okay. Okay.
They
Then.
they just find a new location.
They don't find a new location. They find somebody new to run it.
Facts.
And we always talk about.
Who do we think is running it?
I don't know.
Somebody we don't even know.
Yeah, somebody we don't know. Paul Ryan. I'm just kidding.
Bill Nye, the science guy.
Fuck.
Hey.
Yo. Yeah. For sure. She's like, yeah. That's where he went. That's why we're not innovating as a. Because Bill Nye the science
Dude,
guy.
I had a history teacher who was like, I remember like my second week, he was, I don't want to say his name, but it was in high school, and he was just like, look, guys, I can get fired for this. And he started talking to us about conspiracies about like 9/11, Sandy Hook.
I've seen all those
yeah.
documentaries.
He was-
Sandy Hook, too far.
Yeah, he was like basically like an Alex Jones, like great
No.
value version of Alex Jones, but he was teaching us this shit in class. And sometimes I'm like he didn't teach us like any really history lessons. Like he'd give us the papers that we have to do, but he would just like, he would lock the door, close the blinds, and he'd just tell us about conspiracy shit.
That's child abuse.
It sounds like he's not about to tell you conspiracies. Lock the door, close the blinds. I'm leaving class.
Dude, it was fucking crazy. The 9/11 one,
What's this, Jeff Epstein?
the 9/11 conspiracy theory, that shit is crazy. But
I mean, I've seen a lot of
but
engineers say
he
that
would
was,
just talk a lot of rhetoric and like a bunch of
It
shit.
came from the bottom.
But
Yep.
damn, like
Which is
he
under
shouldn't be a
construction.
history teacher. These are some of these teachers out here.
No, yeah, for sure.
And you got to really be careful who's teaching your kids, what? So, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother
Public
thing.
school, like you said, public school's a whole thing. Had one teacher just show us movies all the time.
Yeah. You don't know what the hell people are actually teaching your kids or what they're teaching your kids. They used to have this program. I don't know how accurate this still is, but it was like I don't want to give out misinformation, but it's like kind of like if a majority of the class or students said this was the answer, then that's the answer type
Oh my
thing.
god.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those like, yeah, it's kind of like what I remember that article being about, and it was like this one. I want to say it wasn't here. It wasn't in Texas. It might have been either, go figure, Louisiana, Mississippi, or Alabama, the bottom three, right? So legit, if we're all in the classroom and 1 + 1 is 2, but everyone said it, but 85% of the class says fucking 4, then guess what? 1 + 1 is fucking 4.
What the fuck you just say?
And then those people, and then those people run for office.
Yeah,
Dude,
President Bush.
it's fucking
Sorry,
crazy.
it's fucked up.
I just remember
Remember the book?
when did
It was upside down.
oh god.
Oh man.
Oh,
I get
Lord.
all my political stuff from Trevor Noah. I don't know why. He's just
and
funny.
as you should.
Where's he
Yeah.
going
I
these days?
love Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah is so funny, and like
I
he
would
delivers.
risk it all.
What's it? You risk it all for
I
For
would
Trevor
risk-
Noah?
Yeah, my boyfriend knows. I was like, Poppy, there's nobody in the world you have to worry about, okay?
Except Trevor.
Except Barack Obama,
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Trevor Noah.
I think you should go with Trevor Noah because Michelle might pop your ass. I feel like she can shoot.
100%. I would never do. Okay, Michelle Obama on the list.
Uh oh. All right.
No, I would never do that to Michelle.
But Trevor, wait, is he?
But
So
Trevor.
his show is coming to an end, right? Do we know where he's going, or what's he doing? Does anyone know?
Is it coming to an end?
Yeah, I think he said he's stepping away from what's it? The Tonight Show? Is that his show?
The Daily
The
Show.
Daily Show. Yeah, he's stepping away from that.
Yeah, so they'll just like get a new host, I guess,
Yeah,
right?
I
And he'll
know.
go somewhere else.
Maybe. I don't know what's next for him. Maybe he'll go to like HBO or Showtime or something and do something.
I
Get a
love it.
bag.
Did you read his book?
No, I have not.
Did you read his book?
I have not.
Where to
Did you read his
purchase?
book?
Where to
Okay, so
purchase?
fake.
Well, I didn't say I like Trevor Noah.
You don't like Trevor
You don't
Noah?
like Trevor Noah?
I didn't say I did
Nah,
not
you're
or
an Alex
did, but
Jones
you
type
know.
of guy, huh?
Oh, wow.
he's cool.
Joe Rogan? Wow.
Wow.
Joe
what?
Rogan's cool.
No,
Wow.
he said nigga more than me last week. Get out of here.
You said what?
What? Joe Rogan? So he said nigga more than I did last week.
He sure did.
Really? Where'd he say it?
In his house? I don't know, but he said it
So on Twitter,
on Twitter probably.
I love Joe, man.
Yo, you okay? All right. I need to have a conversation with Joe. He was supposed to come to the restaurant. He never did.
Damn.
He lived right down the street. He never came to the restaurant not one time.
He lives down the street? Oh.
From mine,
Oh.
not from this one.
we saw him at the UFC fight, and he came on the big screen, and there was like, everybody was like, woo, but there was like the good 15, 20 of us who were like, Bill.
Yeah, man. Joe be on something. Yeah, man. I still have a good conversation with Joe, though. I sit down. I give him shit, though. Like, every other word out of my mouth be like, yo, that's crazy, my nigga. Like, every time. Like, that's all I would do to him the whole episode. On his show? Yeah. Oh, my God. Be like, yo, let's go. How much you want to get? Like, well, that'd be fucking crazy. Like, him and fucking Alex just riding around fucking Austin in their fucking trucks that they got during the pandemic. That's the only time I fucking saw them in person. Like, oh, there they go. Fucking riding around with their new Rangers and shit.
Well, nice. And Alex got his. Right? In court.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. He deserved it.
What, almost $1 billion, right?
Yeah.
Yikes. I did tell him on this podcast like 2 episodes ago, like, I know that's about to be up for sale. You want somebody to buy your house, Alex? I'm still here.
I didn't know he lived in Austin until, like, the whole protests and stuff were happening, and he took his Info War truck or whatever, and people were throwing rocks at it.
Mm-hmm. I did the riots, right?
Yeah.
What did you say? It was a good riot?
It was a good riot.
No, I didn't say it was a good riot.
I thought you said
did not say that.
That was a good riot.
Playback.
Dude, no. I was like driving the other day, and I was just thinking, I remember the Target by fucking where I live. Like, I remember working at HEB, and people were throwing rocks in the Target trying to break in there, and it was live on Facebook. Everyone was like, we out here trying to break into this Target, because that's like when all the looting and stuff was happening.
During the 2020
protest. And I was like, hey, if anyone come in here, this HEB, we throwing hands, bro. Like, we just fucking going at it, because, like, we're all, like, on high alert, and we let this, like, our managers know and everything. Everyone was, like, freaking out because we're breaking into the Target. But I don't know what happened. They broke it up quick. They just a bunch of bitches. But, like, yeah, they tried getting in there, but I think one person got in. But it's just so crazy that happened 2 years ago, where people were just, like, a group of people got together on a Facebook group and were like, hey, Facebook group for looting at a Target, join. You join that Facebook group, you go to that Target, and then you got a group of 15 because 5 pussied out, right? And then you got a group of 15 people on there. So then you got one person streaming like, we out here about to rob it. And then you got these dumbasses with like rocks and axes, and they're like, we're going to get into this Target, but they're trying to figure it out, right? Like, you see it on the live. They're trying to figure it out.
There's like no game plan.
No game plan. They're just breaking shit, thinking it's going to work, you know? And then so I think got 2 people in there. Don't mind the cameras
and everything set up.
Cops showed up, pussied out.
Damn.
I wanted to go over there like that lady in the fucking and with the knife and stuff in the fucking electronic chair. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I have
Hot
no
Wheels?
idea.
No, yeah. So there was like a lady, I forget where they're looting, but she was like a big white lady that just couldn't walk because she's so obese and fat. Anyway, I didn't have to double down on it, but obese and fat, but I did. And so she's just sitting on the chair on the skating thing.
I did. Obese.
I think you did need to double
triple
down.
down.
I just like I want to paint the picture. And even on that
We're
new
there
show,
with you.
yeah,
We're
that
right there with you.
the new show Atlanta, Childish Gambino put that there because it's like a whole thing. She's just on there. She's on her like electronic chair with the knife. This is in person. People are robbing, taking TVs, and she's just stabbing people with the knife, not to loot. And then people start
not to loot.
Yeah, not to loot.
So she was guarding it.
Well, no, she's like stabbing them to not loot. Like she's like, this is wrong, and she's stabbing them with the knife.
Like on vigilante shit.
Yeah, and so they started beating her ass, and they sprayed her with like a fire extinguisher. It's a real thing. You guys can go look it up. Like this lady got her ass beat.
What would like her vigilante name?
Yeah, be? And then as they're beating their ass, they're like, oh shit, she got a knife. And then this has happened. Like this happened 2 years ago. People were fucking insane. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's crazy. Yeah.
What's going on with this country?
That's what happens when you're just stuck in a house all day during a pandemic. Astroworld. That's what happened.
You know what I did when I was stuck in the house all day with the pandemic? Nothing.
Oh, I was about to be like, I thought you about to go something. Like I got fucked up every day.
Well, I mean, I did drink wine. I was at home with my parents, and my mom was like, LaRessa, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Half of this bottle of wine is gone. And I'm like, Brenda.
It's good.
Pandemic, Brenda.
Be so fucking for real right now, Brenda. Like, people are dying, okay?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I missed the pandemic. Hear me out. That's when, like, there's no, like, no expectations. You're just trying to, like, you're just chilling. Yes. You're like, hey, come over to the crib. You have nowhere to be. Yeah, you're like, hey, come with the homies. That's the most times
So you
I
mean
think
it's
I've
like
seen
life before we way overly complicated life? That's what life could have been and used to be?
I say that shit all the time.
Yeah,
I tell her that all the time. I'm like, I just wish that, like, nobody expected me to be anywhere.
Yeah, like it was good. Like I still had like my job and everything because I had to get a job, right? Like we were working, but it was just cool because it's like you get to see family a little bit more. I feel like that was a good time to just kind of like reflect and like really like see where you're at in life and just kind of direct where you want to go next. I feel like that's what a lot of people did. And like, I mean, if you talk to anyone, I'm pretty sure you guys can relate. It's like during that time period, you're just kind of like this like reflection period, right?
Yeah, and I had a mental breakdown, and I had to go to therapy once a week.
Still in therapy once a week because of the pandemic.
I don't know. I just be talking to myself.
Maybe you should go to therapy.
Yeah, I just be looking in the mirror like, was today the day? Nah. Nah.
I did work out a lot. I worked out every day.
Same.
I had nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I did a lot
just
of
like,
working
okay. A lot of this.
A lot of this.
A lot of this.
Did I drink a lot? Yeah, I drank a lot.
That's my most creative space, though, was pandemic. Got a lot of recipes and stuff off. Got
It's exciting time for dating.
Was it?
For who?
For me.
No.
Who did you date?
I don't know.
Who's dating?
Risk takers.
Wow. Wow.
Ew.
That's a bar.
Hey, man, I ain't toxic. I'm just transparent.
Ooh. Okay. Keep going.
Who said that? Future?
Probably.
Nah.
I gotta listen to 21 to Drake album
juicy
some more. So 21 got some bars on there, man.
Hey.
I gotta go back to it.
She can't rap. She a 10 though, but she better on mute.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
Oh God.
Is this thing on?
Speaking of, so back to the politics. We're gonna get people out to vote tomorrow. They're gonna go out, hopefully more than our wildest dreams. Prop A, we talked about it. We talked about the mayor. Is there any other major?
Yeah, we have we have 3 other Latinas who are running. We have city council races in districts 1, 3, 5, 8, and 9. And so in District 1, we have Natasha Harper Madison, who is the incumbent. She's already been on council, so she's running for re-election. She's amazing. District 3, the person who I'm endorsing is Daniela Silva. She is a woman of color. She's Colombian. Gorgeous. I mean, not that matters in politics, but it also don't matter.
What's her
Hey,
name?
not matter.
Daniela
Daniela Silva.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Go ahead. Go ahead.
With you?
Go ahead.
Why you grab the phone like that?
What you want? What you
sick
mean?
son of a bitch.
He's like,
And
that's
she did the same thing.
disgusting. What's her name?
Cassie doing the same thing. Look at this guy.
Yeah. She's gorgeous. She's so smart. She's so involved in the community. She's more than capable and qualified. So
Nice.
very excited to support another Latina, right? Is she pretty?
Yeah, she's pretty.
And let's see, District 5, we have Stephanie Pasan, also another Latina, very involved in the community. She is running against 4 white men, I believe.
It's time to get old white men the fuck out of politics. But anyway.
Replace the mayonnaise with some churros. Anyways, continue.
Mayonnaise with churros?
No, replace the mayonnaise with
yes.
churros.
Okay.
That'll pass. That'll do.
I just pick something. I just pick something and roll with it,
District 8, we have Paige Ellis. She is also the incumbent. She's done amazing work. She's done a lot of work on mobility bonds. So like what I'm doing, but with mobility to, help make Austin a more like walkable, bikeable city, and to help fix our roads, of course.
Oh, yeah. Jesus
That'll be done by
Christ.
2060.
Yeah, that'll never, yeah.
I'm getting a flat every day.
After working in city council and seeing just like the bureaucracy surrounded around fixing roads, it's like, bro,
It's terrible.
it's ridiculous. And in District 9, we also have another Latina who's running. I have not supported her. I think she's just kind of more of the same of the status quo when it comes to housing. And so I actually haven't endorsed anyone in that race. There's a lot of good people running in District 9. But, yeah, so there's a lot of exciting people on the ballot, a lot of people of color on the ballot. both Daniela and Representative Israel are part of the LGBTQ community, and so, you know, like we've said a million times, representation matters. So.
Yeah, it does, and it's inspiring to see. And then there's the big one, right? Governor.
Beto.
We have Beto. We have Mike Collier, who's running for lieutenant governor, who's also great.
Mm-hmm.
We have Rochelle Garza. And so I know y'all are excited about Beto. He's not going to win. I'm so sorry to tell you. But Rochelle Garza is running for attorney general against Ken Paxton, who is an actual literal criminal. And she's real close. She's real close.
She's running against an actual legit criminal? What happened? What is
he
this?
does. I can't even tell you what all of his crimes are, but like.
Oh, it's like that.
But like blue collar, like white,
Mm-hmm.
rich white man crimes, like tax shit, and you know.
Oh, those be the ones that
weird
always
shit.
wiggle their way out of that.
Yeah, and so, but she's real close.
Hey,
She is.
One more time, her name?
Rochelle Garza.
Rochelle Garza.
Another Latina. So even if we have, you know, I don't know. A lot of people might disagree, but I think that it'll be a win even if we get one Dem in a statewide seat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow.
I'm excited.
I'm excited to see how tomorrow unfolds.
I know. I'm having an election day watch party for our campaign at Star Bar on West 6th. You're all invited.
What time?
It starts at 6. So the polls close at 7. We know this. And so the way it works is that early voting rolls in really quick, right? Because we've had 2 weeks of it. And so they have those results already. And so a lot of races, you'll see those results come in and then you'll know. So like, if early vote comes in and we're still waiting on election day, but a candidate's already at 56%, then it's like, oh, it's called. Like there's not enough people voting on election day to like pull the stats that much, so they'll call it. For a campaign like mine, which is just like a yes no vote, we'll get those results in at like 7:05 or like 7:10. So we have invited the mayor, Councilwoman Fuentes, and other community advocates to come and speak at our party, and then we're partying, we're celebrating.
All right, this is at Star Bar.
Star Bar tomorrow. I'll be there at 6, but you'll probably want to show up before 7 so you can just like feel the energy of a win.
All the wins.
Hopefully we win. Yeah.
You will.
We will.
Will.
Yeah, we feel good.
Nice. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I feel so
I appreciate
honored.
it.
Thank you.
No, it was change of pace.
Change the face. You got.
I know. I feel like I made it boring.
No, you didn't.
No. I learned. I
No?
definitely learned a lot because like I said, I'm very ignorant when it comes to this stuff. So I appreciate you coming on and educating me and educating everyone that's listening, and we appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you.
This has been Truly Nonsense. We're out.
Yes, sir.